Do you have to worry about crime living in Zambia? Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me as I've been going through this expat journey. 9 years in, I am now in my fourth country. I am in Zambia, living in the city of Lusaka. And one of the questions that I'm always getting is it safe? So in this video, I'm going to actually discuss with you about safety and give it to you from my perspective, firsthand on the ground of Zambia. So let's go ahead and get into it. Is Zambia safe? Yes, I consider this to be a very safe country. It is hands down in my top 5 safest country that I've ever been to in the world. And for a city of this size with the amount of people here, this level of safety is crazy. Like, you do not get this level of safety in a big city, especially in the United States. And so, I'm filming outside today. And so one of the things here that I really like, and when I'm talking about safety, I'm talking about crimes, petty crimes, like do you have to worry about getting something stolen, things like that, house breaking and stuff like that. And it's almost non-existent here. You do hear stories of very little things happen, but like, I've been here 8 months. With my own eyes, I've only seen one incident of someone stealing, and that was in Kamwala Market. And for any of my Zambians that's watching, they'll explain this to you in better detail than I can. The whole market ran after that guy. They caught him. They didn't beat him or anything, which I was shocked. But they caught him, brought back the products that he stole. And then I think they actually just turned him over to the police. So like, you do not see just a lot of, like, especially petty crime of stealing little things, pickpocketing. You see women walking around very safely with their purses. Sometimes I'll be making fun of, making jokes about it with some of the people I'm out with. I'm like, yo, you don't see women walking this safely, like this confident. They just, their purse just barely holding on. And I'm like, y'all a little too comfortable. Because mind you, like, I was in Colombia for 3 years, and their petty crimes are very high. It's a highly populated city in Medellin, but there is a lot of petty crime there. You see a lot of phones stolen, things of that nature. You don't get too much of it here. People always do warn me that maybe if you have your window open in certain areas, someone may try to just snatch your phone if they got the opportunity and run off. But I think you can find that in any major city that you go to. So I don't really hold that against the city as far as from a safety level. Now, I will say this, there are police around. They're usually wearing, I think if you're in the US, you'll probably look at it as a military uniform. It's not a military uniform, but it's like just a dark green uniform. And they walk around with AK-47s. But if you watch them, anybody from the military, if you see how the police walk around here, you'd be like, yeah, it's not dangerous at all, because they're comfortable. And what I mean by comfortable, like, you can tell they're not on guard looking for something to happen or expecting something to happen, which is very refreshing, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, coming from Panama and Colombia, you get tired of that sometimes, that seeing people afraid or they're on their guard, like they just don't know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen. And it kind of make you start feeling a certain kind of way. And so like here, I don't have those feelings. I don't have those issues. I never have a worry about my safety here, which is a very beautiful thing. And I think if you're coming here too, as long as you're not out here doing nefarious activities like being into drugs and stuff like that, you're not going to have any issues here. It's a very family friendly country. Because like, if everyone's telling me that the other major cities are better than Lusaka, and I'm just like, whoa, I can't wait to see them, because I feel very safe here. Like, even here in the compound that I live in, we have a motorized gate. There's wires on top and everything. Like, it may look like there's a lot of danger, but it's just the way that they build up their security. Like, they don't have the Brinks home security systems, what we're used to in the US. They use either razor wire or the electrical wires, and they use high fences. It's just the way that they build here. So like, when you come to Africa, don't just look at it from the perspective of an American in America, look at it from the perspective of what is their culture of self-defense and how do they keep themselves safe. Because then you'll see like some of these areas that you may think are dangerous are actually really nice areas. Like I'm in a very nice area, just like right down the street from here, like less than a 5-minute walk is a big mega mansion. They got 24-hour security. And it's just that person, who he is and how they live their life. And that's just the way that they do their not self-defense, their anti-theft, defiance system, stuff like that. So from someone who is on the ground in Zambia, I'm telling you, this is one of the safest countries I've been to. It's in my top 5. And only reason it's not, no, there's no reason for it not to be higher. Like top 5 is pretty damn great because I consider this safer than Colombia, safer than Panama, safer than, I even consider it safer than Amsterdam, believe it or not, because in Amsterdam, there's a high level of drinking, intoxication, and drug use. So I just don't feel comfortable around that. And I don't see that here. Like I'm not seeing people drunk and walking around the streets in my neighborhood. Even when I'm in town, people are usually chasing money, they're working, going to buy stuff. Like you don't see that culture of people just on the street drunk and moving around like that. And so I consider this very safe. I've never personally had anything happen to me here. Don't plan on anything ever happening to me here. Now, if you're someone who's into more of a nefarious lifestyle, I can't vouch for you and how it'll be. But if you're someone that's been to Zambia, let them know in the comments, like, how did you feel safety wise here? Because for me, I have no problem. There's even some nights I forget to lock my doors, which is crazy. I remember the first time I did it, I was kind of mad at myself, like, man, somebody could have came in here. And then I was talking to myself and I'm like, who's going to come in here? Like once nighttime hit, about 7 p.m., there's no cars on the street out here. No one's driving around neighborhoods just to drive around. Like everybody moves with a purpose here. And so I really do appreciate that about Zambia. And so if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below and I'll get back to you. If you're an expat and you're living in another country in Africa or anywhere else around the world, and you feel it's a very safe country too, drop that country down below. You never know who may be watching this video and they may be interested in checking out where you are. And so just remember this, I'm Jason and success is simple once you know how.